In early 2008, the City of Reno announced a new position, Environmental Services Administrator, and Jason Geddes took the job. Jason's been exploring alternative energy since his childhood.
I actually got started when I was a kid in middle school, and I built my first solar-powered car for the science fair. And I was learning about solar power then. It was 6th grade, and I built a little solar-powered Lamborghini, and it worked great. And then I took it inside and put it under a light bulb, and it didn't move. There was great support from council and staff coming in, so when they created the position that I have and I came over, there was just a lot of political support and staff support for moving forward on it. We are putting in a 180 kW solar array on the downtown event center. It's got 1,032 panels up there, and it's something that I started with Councilman Iazzi back in 2003 when they were building the downtown event center. He was my representative, and I went and wanted to meet with him and said, you know, this is a great big new building with a flat roof. It'd be great for solar panels, and he agreed 100%. It'll be about 25% of the energy of the entire event center, and that'll cover the entire Reno Bighorns season. So we'll be the only solar-powered pro team. There's a lot of things coming. We're doing what we can to lower the energy bill for the city, and we're going to be lowering the energy bill about 20 to 30%. And we're using those savings to pay for all of this. So we didn't have to take any money out of the general fund, didn't have to get special appropriations, although we did get some stimulus dollars, and we're going to get some rebate dollars from MV Energy. But all the rest of it is just being paid for out of those energy savings. If this was 10 years ago, I don't think I would have applied at the city. But the progressiveness of the council and the mayor, the changes they've done, the investments in downtown and the community, and the long-term vision for the community, you just feel like you can make a difference. I think it is just an awareness of where we are, and I think it's the growth that people have had in the Truckee Meadows. If you look around, you know, we all grew up here or moved here for a reason, and we love looking at the mountains, and we love the river, and we love going out into the hills, and when we see the impacts of power plants and global warming and what drought means to us, it's just something everybody could easily embrace once they connect it to why they love living here. We are lowering our carbon footprint, we are integrating renewables, and we're getting calls from cities around the nation asking how we're doing things, and they're seeing us as being progressive in some of these topics, like the wind that I mentioned. And you know, when the city of Portland calls you up and asks for advice on sustainability, you feel like you're making good progress.
In 2006, Jason was appointed by Governor Kenny Gwinn to serve on the Nevada System of Higher Education's Board of Regents. He currently serves as vice chairman of the board.
I want to be a regent because I love higher education. When I was a student up at the university, I was in undergraduate government, and I had to go before the Board of Regents, and they made policies I liked, and they made policies I didn't like. And when a vacancy occurred, the governor was kind enough to appoint me to fill in a term, and then I ran to continue serving in the term. But it's just great to be able to affect people's lives. You know, I'm the first generation college graduate myself, and I bought a prepaid tuition for my son to go to college. So I need to make sure that the institution's as good as it can be by the time he gets up there. But to be able to do programs like the Renewable Energy Program, to look at tuition and fees, just to go into graduation and stand up there and see all the faces of all the kids who are walking across the stage, and even more so all the parents who are out in the audience and are just beaming with pride that their son has achieved something or their daughter's achieved something that has been a lifelong dream of theirs, and that they're just starting that next step in their life where they're going to develop the next generation of solar panel or the next technology that'll make our lives even better. I was actually fortunate enough prior to being a regent to be on staff at the university, and was on the design team for the Joe Crowley Student Union. And it was great because we came in and we said we wanted the building to be more energy efficient, and the students took charge. And there was a group up there, the Seeds and the ASUN undergraduate, and they said, since we're financing the building, we're going to build it the way we want. And the undergraduate and graduate student governments passed resolutions saying, let's make this a green building. We took the square building and we made it basically an L-shaped building to take advantage of daylighting and natural daylight opportunities. One, from the energy perspective, you know, we're standing in the room now, there's not a light on, we're bringing windows in. But two, because of Nevadans' love of sunlight.
every other ballroom in town, is either in the basement or on a side, and they're closed off and dark so that they control the systems. We actually put this whole east wall is full of windows to allow natural light to come into the room when you didn't need to close it down and have lighting for concerts and speakers. And it was about $76,000 a year is what we guessed on the lighting side of it alone, on energy savings. The lights are designed to come on when there isn't enough light coming in or when the rooms are occupied. And there's control systems in there. We put in a hydration station where people could come in and fill up their water bottles as opposed to using the one-time use water bottles. But then we also incorporated the look and feel of Nevada, where we've got the wolf pack and the bighorn sheep, the mule deer, the mountain bluebird, some chukar, rattlesnake, all hidden around in there, and the Nevada whale. We created a campus sustainability policy and a campus green building policy for all future buildings on this campus to follow, and we used the creation of this building as that model for those policies and to build the standards that we wanted to follow for every other building on this campus. We just got very comfortable with very cheap energy and a throwaway society that is expensive and has long-term costs. And if we think about things in the long-term costs, it's easy to say, you know, this VCR only cost me $20, I'm going to throw it away and buy a new one, is an easy decision, but then you think, okay, now what happens to that VCR? Where's it going to go? Do we deal with mercury problems? Is there a pollution problem in the third world? Eventually we're going to have to clean up these messes that we created in the throwaway society. And just by thinking smart about what we're doing, we don't get ourselves in that mess. And if we look at the entire life cost of what a system is, it just makes sense to do things more sustainable.